standing up for free speech. And you lock us up for standing up for free speech, and we will picket your house.
Good afternoon. It's so good to see so many of you. I am here to introduce my mentor, my shero. She was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, graduated from CMSD JFK, went on to Tri-C and received her Associate's Award, where futures begin. She then went on to Cleveland State and obtained her bachelor's and her master's. She was a state senator for State District 25. She fights like us. She fights for us every day. Put your hands together for Cleveland's own, one and only phenom, State Senator. Thank you, David. Hello, somebody. Booker T. Washington once said that there are two ways of exerting one's strength. One is by pushing down, and the other is by pulling up. Hello? We are here today to talk about how we use our collective power to pull up, not to push down. Before I go any further, I got to shout out one of the greatest organizers in Greater Cleveland, that's Kathy Ray Coleman. Give her some love. To the March for Our Lives, to the Women's March Cleveland, to all of the organizations that are here today, I lift you up. To that mother who had her son, her daughter's killer has still not been found. I want to lift up all mamas and daddies and people who have lost loved ones to gun violence or any other type of violence. Hello? I saw my sister over there, she had a sign, she said, regulate guns, don't regulate women's bodies. Now I'm going to talk about the GOP, but I'm also going to talk about the Democrats. Because see, this is not about the D and the R in terms of one's political affiliation. This is about the R and the T, and that is about doing the right thing. Hello? And I want you to know, we got too many cowards in elected office. Hello, somebody. And let me start with the GOP. And I forgot to bring my t-shirt that an activist made many, many years ago when I was in the legislature, when they were trying to pass the heartbeat bill, which I called the heartless bill. I know it has since passed since I left the General Assembly, but I thought to myself when I was there, sisters in particular, but brothers too, and family and friends, I said, you know what, I wasn't elected to fund schools, to help small businesses, to make communities safer, to make sure that we have clean drinking water, clean air, clean food. No, I was elected to regulate a man's body. And I want you to know, sisters, and everybody that supports sisters, that while I was there, I was taking a page out of the GOP's book, and I introduced a piece of legislation to regulate erectile dysfunction drugs. And I said, you know what, because I ain't here to make sure that Ohioans, especially those who lived in the 25th Senate District, I wasn't there to make sure that people can live a good life. No, I was there to regulate a man's health. And with my bill, a man had to get some counseling to determine whether it was psychological or physical. In my bill, they had to get a signed affidavit from their sex partner to determine whether it was physical or psychological. To see whether or not their heart can handle the pills. Hello! See, Republicans, they ain't want none of that. So while I was there, the Heartless bill did not pass, but I know since then it has passed. I am telling you this story because we need people who we elect to office to use every means within their power to do something about what is happening all over this country. The word GOP on that t-shirt stands for get out of my panties. Hello! They seem to be preoccupied. I mean, just so preoccupied over what women decide to do with their bodies. I wish they were just as preoccupied with universal health care. Preoccupied with making sure people got clean food, clean air. I wish they were as preoccupied with ensuring that guns made for war were not on our streets. But you see, that cowards, and cowards use power to the disadvantage of others. That is what cowards do. Now, I know a lot of my sisters and brothers and family and friends have been talking about voting. And voting is important.
Every election.
But the conundrum that we face is bigger than just voting. The conundrum that we face is a conundrum of consciousness. The conundrums that we face is a conundrum of morality or immorality. And I think it is immoral to try to turn back the hands of time. It is immoral to see babies gunned down at Robb Elementary School. It is immoral to see what happened in Buffalo, New York, and to still be playing games with whether or not we will have common sense gun laws. Hello. So we just gotta call it what it is. Now let me talk about Democrats, and then I want to talk about you. I had a boss who once said that you can't give people a spine who don't have one. And I'm talking about all elected officials who are not willing to put something on the line. How is it that I have higher expectations of my 2-year-old grandson than we have of elected officials? They can get up here and talk the talk, but what are they willing to sacrifice for a greater good in these United States of America? And there is a connectivity between us being out here to march for our lives and to make sure that women's reproductive health, their access to abortion is still real, is connected to food, to water, to good jobs. All of these things are connected. So we can't play games with this. My same boss who said that you can't give a person a spine who does not have, let me backtrack. I get it. But it is not enough to just rail against how bad the other party is without holding accountable the party that we elected on. How is it that when the Republicans get the power, they don't mind using it, but when Democrats get the power, they want to find out how bipartisan we can be. Poor mamas and daddies are held to a higher account than we do politicians that we happen to like or love. We know love can be deeper than the need to have wholesale change in the United States of America and to make a demand. And sisters and brothers, when we make a demand, there must be a consequence. You can't sell wolf tickets. My grandmother used to say, never write a check that your behind can't cash. We need to make a demand and ensure that there are consequences for it. That consequence may mean that you gonna run. That consequence may mean that we're not gonna vote in the same people. If they ain't willing to sacrifice and use that power to make the change, then we don't need them in office. And I don't care who. My last point. If your hair is on fire, one of my bosses used to say, act like your hair is on fire. Now, literally, if your hair was on fire, you wouldn't be able to stand still. I want you, for all of these issues, whether it's dealing with anti-Semitism, whether it's dealing with xenophobia, anti-blackness, racism in all its forms, people who don't care about women, because the same people who want to control a woman's body, they not pro-life, they pro-birth. They don't give a damn about those babies once they get here, because if they did, we have a better education system. Hello? If they did, mamas and daddies and family and friends would have good paying jobs. We wouldn't have to beg people to increase the minimum wage. Hello? If they did, there wouldn't be no thing in the face of the pandemic. Now, I know some of us think the pandemic is done. We might be done with the pandemic, but the pandemic ain't done with us. Hello? People can't afford their gas. And those of us who are blessed to be able to have a few dollars to stretch, I want you to think about the people who don't have a few dollars to stretch. But yet we got mofos in elected offices pretending like they have no power to do anything about it. The oil industry is making profit hand over bodies, and we gotta beg people to challenge these systems and make sure that freedom truly reigns. And if your hair is on fire, I need you to act like your hair is on fire. Not just in this moment, but I want to see people answer Kathy Ray Coleman's call when they marching to make sure that children in this city don't go hungry. One in every 2 children go to bed hungry at night. Cleveland is a poor city of its size in the United States of America. I want you to use this synergy and this energy, this camaraderie that we have to act like our hair is on fire and to make sure the people that we gave the power to know that there will be a consequence for not answering our demands. Hello! Your hair is on fire. I'm going to say if your hair is on fire, I want you to say, act like. My hair is on fire. Here we go. If your hair is on fire,
Act like it!
if your hair is on fire,
Act like
if
it!
your hair is on fire,
Act like
if
it!
your hair is on fire.
Act like it!
So we're going to stand and protect women's reproductive rights, and that is the A word, abortion. Don't be afraid to say it. Just go and say it. We want to make sure that we get assault weapons off the streets. We need some mama energy on this. Now, you ain't got to be a mama to have mama energy. And what does mama energy say? We are fed up with the BS, with some babies on here. We need urban mamas, suburban mamas, and rural mamas. They need to unite and let these folks know we ain't playing games. If your hair is on fire,
Act like
if your hair is
it!
on fire,
Act like
if your
it!
hair is on fire,
Act like
if your
it!
hair is on fire,
Act like
if your
it!
hair is on fire,
Act like
if your hair
it!
is on fire,
Act like
if your
it!
hair is on fire.
Act like it!
Okay, lastly, before Kathy takes the mic, because as a preacher you get 4 5 codes. 3 things. I believe that the creator of this great universe has given us 2 hands, one to reach forward and one to reach back. Number 2, we can ask other folks to do more for us than we are willing to do for ourselves. And that means we have to challenge folks, even if we like it. And lastly, using my grandmother's 3 bones, the wishbone, the jawbone, and the backbone. The wishbone is for hoping and praying. The jawbone is to have courage to speak truth, the power to lift your voice. But the most important bone of them all is the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious bone. And that is the backbone. Because the backbone will give us the courage to stand anyhow, no matter what. Because our mission is so high, we can't get over it. Our mission is so low, we can't get under it. Our mission is so wide, we can't get around it. We are here to fight for justice in all of its forms, starting with marching for our lives and ensuring that women control their own damn bodies.
Marshals give us, but before we solicit flowers, we need people that have phones. Record this. We appreciate the media, but record this. Take pictures. Put it up on Facebook at Women's March Cleveland.